Prepare to be amazed. Prepare to be stupefied by my staggering mediocrity.
Welcome to String and Tell, where artists get to talk about their actual interests while we make as many friendship bracelets as we can in 20 minutes. Then, at the end of the show, you can own one of these bracelets created by my guest here today by visiting the link in the description below. And as always, 100% of the sales are donated to a nonprofit organization of my guest choice. I'm your host, Tawny, and I'm joined here today by actor Troy Baker, who you may recognize as the voice talent of several outstanding video game characters, including Joel in Last of Us Parts 1 and 2, Booker DeWitt in BioShock Infinite, and Indiana Jones in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. He also lends his voice to various television series like Amphibia, The Legend of Vox Machina, and Transformers Earthspark. And today we're donating 100% of all bracelet sales to Human Rights Watch.
Are we supposed to go? What
Yeah, if you want to.
You're going to quickly realize how wonderfully out of my depths I am.
Not dexterous?
I think that I am dexterous.
I was going to say, I would have, as a musician.
As a musician, I am, but my dexterity is pretty limited to the application. I just choose anything, right?
Yeah, what I like to recommend is like finding a charm as your base, putting it in the center, and then beads around it, and just using this as kind of a stable holding ground.
Show me.
I will.
Because otherwise, it's going to get real messy real quick.
So go ahead.
I too would have chosen a cassette. If the tape messed up, could you fix it?
With a pencil, right?
Damn straight, dude.
Yeah.
There is. Yeah. I got it. Stand back. Give me a pencil. Give me a number 2 pencil.
I can do this.
Look at how meticulous I am being.
I was literally opening my mouth to say meticulous.
Wow.
This is going to be a good
Not
friendship
OCD, meticulous.
Detail-oriented.
I think I may have done stuff like this in like vacation Bible school because I grew up very much. Did you grow up in the church?
Evangelical?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was around that a lot.
What did you grow up under what flag?
Well, what's funny is, so my mom was evangelical, non-denominational evangelical, and every single person does it. Don't worry.
Really?
Don't worry.
So I'm not special?
No. You've never had a unique experience in your life.
Great. Non-denominational.
Very focus on the family.
James Robertson. Robinson?
Dr. James Dobson.
Dobson, that's who it was.
Yeah, no, I'm never going to forget that name, unfortunately.
Dr. Dobson.
Dr.
Focus
Dobson.
on the family.
Yep.
Man, okay.
Is that how you grew up?
I was probably worse.
Oh, really?
So I grew up in the middle of, in the 80s where people were like, the 80s, I'm like, and we were terrified.
Sure.
For an entire decade because we grew up under, especially if you were an evangelical Christian.
Sure.
You grew up not only with the fear of global nuclear war.
The rapture.
And the rapture.
The rapture.
Dude. We just went through that again.
I didn't know you had that kind of trauma.
Oh my God. It is trauma. To
right?
this day, if I know that my wife and my son are home, but they don't, I'm like, hey, and I don't hear anything, I'm like, I fucking missed it.
Yeah, I have that joke. I had that joke with my best friend. We were living together when we were roommates when we were younger. Come home, car's there, but can't find her. I'm like, oh God. I'm gonna look for the pile of clothes.
All been ready. It really did do a number on me.
Yeah.
One of my closest, dearest, oldest friends was in a band. This is so great.
You gotta do it over the table.
I gotta do it over the table.
Look check this out.
No, what you're saying is making sense.
You gotta
I'm glad I
lay
chose
it down real sweetly.
This, which is the exact color of the carpet.
You want to make it easy on yourself.
We're gonna pick those up. Troy was here. All right, I will. Third time's a charm.
Where are you from?
Dallas, Texas, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Texas. That's right.
My wife as well. We have a 7-year-old dude named Traveler who's freaking awesome. He's smart. He's so funny.
Yeah.
He's at the perfect age right now where farts are just the funniest thing to him.
That tracks. 7 years old. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
His awareness of kind of what I do has come online.
Oh,
and
wow.
so he's he doesn't play Fortnite, but he's obsessed with Fortnite.
Yeah.
He likes coming up with stories. And so he's created this whole alternate version of my character, Jonesy. And he's like, I want to play, you play Jonesy. I want to play Dark Jonesy. I was like, what does that mean? He goes, well, Dark Jonesy is the evil version of Jonesy, and he's got red eyes. I'm like, wait, this is can we pitch this to...
Right.
I think Epic would be interested in this.
That's so cute.
Yeah. Look at this. I did it. Anybody have the over under?
That's
so
perfect.
Okay, so what do I do?
Yeah, so this is what I
don't know how to do
recommend.
knots.
So we're just gonna tie, and I can tie them for you too
Please
if you're
do.
a little apprehensive. You just hand them to me when you're done, and go over and under, and just want to make sure it's nice and tight like that.
Let's see what charms we have here.
Oh, there's a ton in there. Have fun. One of the things that we really like to do is like we'll go to different like stores and like resale stores and like kind of look on Etsy and like we find like the stuff that we're like is really unusual and we're like, oh, it's so cute. We should throw that in the bucket.
Do you ever get anything inappropriate?
Not yet. I'm looking though. Like not from lack of trying.
Okay, cool.
There was this one podcast that I had listened to with you that actually like stuck out in my mind. Were you talking about Stoicism?
It's been transformative. A lot of times when I found that there was some object that was a point of resistance, it could have been I didn't get the job that I wanted, or there was some kind of obstacle. I would think that I was being punished, or I would think that it was God's will, or I would think that it was a failure. It was something that was like, oh, okay, well, this isn't the way to go. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that he talks about using kind of the tenets of Stoicism is that, no, that's there to show you, look what you're capable of.
Right.
And that obstacle actually is the way. You need to find the way over that, not the way to go back or around it.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever broken up with a friend.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah. Right? Like that's crazy. Like recently, like within the last year, and it was like, yeah, it's gnarly, right?
And to do that without anger or malice but it's just I have to draw a line here for me. Yeah. And so I did that, and the craziest thing happened, which is where I found myself alone. And instead of the, unanimous support, I found that I kind of like, I drew a line in the sand and I found myself on the wrong side, or not on the wrong side of it, but on the lonely side of it. And so I was like, this can't be it. This can't be the way to deal with this. And so I started, I don't know what I do. And I was, in a very murky place. Mm-hmm. And have you ever read Meditations? And it's a 99-page book. Yeah. And it took me a year and a half to get through it.
Really? Because
I would read one entry, and sometimes it's like one line, or it could be a paragraph. But it's the journal of what is inarguably referred to as one of the greatest rulers, definitely one of the greatest emperors of ancient Rome, Marcus Aurelius. Towards the end of his life, he began this journal, and he died like 58 years old. He was beset by famine and war, personal health issues, lots of grieving, lost almost his entire family, wife and kids, and including one of his mentors as well. And so what most people think is that he started writing to continue these conversations that he had started with his mentors. And the book was not called Meditations. The book was called To Himself. And it was never meant to be released or read by anybody else. This was his own private journal. But upon his deathbed, he was like, burn this book. And they didn't. And it survived and really kind of resurfaced in the late 19th century and kind of found its way into modern culture. And even within the last, 20 years, it's really kind of found a new foothold with, I think, men specifically who are struggling with the image of masculinity as that was given to them, and how this, bro culture of loudest one wins, strongest one wins, anger is your best tool. It really kind of flies in the face of that. Yeah. So I started reading this, and it really kind of found purchase within me, and really has made a lot of changes in my life. I've got a cool bookshelf at home. I like to collect books.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you collect then? Like, is there one genre specific? Is it kind of everywhere?
There's some first editions that I have that are I have two big bookcases, and one is kind of like, these are houses on fire, you grab all these. And I have some really cool books there, but yeah, more than some of the first editions that I have that I'm really the most proud of are not particularly famous or expensive or anything. One of them was, I was in Ireland and I walked into this bookstore, and I have this question that I ask if I go into a bookstore like that. I liked finding a good old local bookstore. And I say, what book are you the most proud of?
Yeah.
And this very Irish dude goes, it's not a particularly famous book. It's like, okay, it's not a particularly expensive book. I was like, all right. And he pulled down this small, cheaply green leather-bound book and handed it to me. And I was like, okay, Thomas MacDonald, what is this? He was like, there were 12 men that were killed in the rising that started the Irish Revolution. And this is a book of poetry by one of those men. And they were murdered for their political beliefs or the fact that they were poets.
Right.
And I was like, so this is the first edition. He goes, only edition. He died, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And I said, how much? He was like, yeah, 40 pounds. I'm like, 1914 when the book was written. I said, what else you got? And he goes, there's another book here. And he pulls it down. It kind of feels like a playbill. It's a paperback. And he goes, there was a publisher whose friend, after he died, he had some unpublished manuscripts. And so he's like, I bet I can make a little bit of coin off of this. And so these are previously unpublished manuscripts of Oscar Wilde. And I was like, what?
Oh my
He's
God.
like, how much? He's like, 40 pounds. I'm like, here's $100.
Yeah.
And I have two incredible books.
I love that so much. That's so cool. That's the kind of books to collect, are those really, really special, one-of-a-kind ones.
Yeah. If people are like, all we care about, we don't care about substance. We don't care about artistry. What we care about is content. There are tools now that you can make content really fast and of really high quality. But if that is your goal, there is a new sheriff in town and they're going to come for your job.
Yeah.
I have never tried to make what I do my job. Sure. I had this big epiphany. I was on my balcony in North Hollywood and I was like, oh, it's not about a job. It's about a career. It's about something that I am crafting painstakingly. And I stopped looking at this like it's a job, and I started looking at this as like, what I'm really trying to craft. And I have one goal whenever I show up on set or in a booth. One goal. What can I learn?
Yeah. What
can I learn? There's been jobs where it's like, that job didn't pay very much, or it didn't pay at all.
Yeah.
And I learned there was something that I just recently did. Paid nothing. But dude, we had so much fun. And the content, the quality of the script was good. The people that were making this thing were incredible. And they came back, they were like, we got to pay you something. I was like, please don't. Put everything that you have on screen. I want to see this thing succeed. And we were there all day. And but those opportunities to me, I'll go take somebody who's got a lot of money and will dish it out for what I do. I'll take their money. But what I'm really looking for are those opportunities where I'm like, man, I became a better artist today. Like I learned something that I'm walking out smarter and more prepared. And I also don't seek for my art to fulfill me. That's a big thing that I had to give up. That's not the artist relationship. The artist relationship is I am in service to it. It is not in service to me. I don't expect it to make me go, look how talented I am. Oh,
right.
I will joke about that and say, prepare to be amazed. Prepare to be stupefied by my staggering mediocrity. But you guys are going to feel so dumb that you hired me. I do stupid stuff like that. I by the way, I look like a man obsessed right now. My wife loves neutral colors.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
And so I'm picking out the most neutral of all the colors. And do you have any kitties in here?
Do I have? I might actually.
I should have put a kitty on for Traveler.
Yeah.
He loves cats. There we go.
It's a paw.
Meow. He loves cats, but we have friends that are allergic, and we have a very compassionate boy who chooses the comfort of others over his desire. So we go to a cat cafe instead.
That's fun, though.
And with some pet cats. I realize that my job right now, more than instruction, is more modeling. Because boy, there's so many things that I'm like, oh, that's me.
Yeah.
I am looking
That's gotta
at
be a trip.
mini me right now. And I have to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
It's been one of the challenging practices that we've had is there are no bad words. And if
like cursing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is that what that immediately establishes is that words have power.
Right.
And if I go, okay, well, these words, the naughty words, have such huge power that they get gasps, and if you say those publicly, you'll get in trouble. Then that means that inherently, if one word has power, then all of them do.
Right.
And we've sat there with him being like, okay, if I go, oh shit, is that a bad word? He goes, I mean, we can say that at home. I'm like, yeah, you can say it at home in front of it if it's appropriate. But if it's not the right word, then elevate, dude. Come on.
Right.
But which is worse? Go on, shit, or stupid? He goes, stupid. I was like, why? He goes, because you sounded mean when you said it. I'm like, intention is everything. Right. So it's not the word, it's the intention. And that's what I'm trying to teach him right now, is that if I can instill in you, words have no power. Words have no, this is really the tough one for me. Words have no meaning. Words have no definition. The dictionary is not prescriptive, it's descriptive.
Right.
It's not what a word means, it's how it is defined by use. And that was a real hard one for me because can be a literalist. And I'm like, okay, I hear you, but that's not what that word means. It's like, well, literally has two definitions in the dictionary.
I was wondering if that's what, yeah.
And so it's like, look, 6'7" blew my mind. I was like,
really?
The fact that it became such a cultural thing.
Oh, I see what you're saying, that people were fascinated by it.
Yeah, it's like, what does it mean? Nothing.
That
doesn't make any sense.
Right.
No. And it's like, we use some stupid words too.
Like badger, mushroom, like that kind of stuff.
What is that?
Bunches.
Okay, so I'll send it to you later. But so we grew up became like a teenager in like YouTube when YouTube was like getting really big, right?
Okay.
So there were just nonsense videos, and like we would all hear just something from that video, and that was the thing that everybody was saying, and we'd say it, and our parents were like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, and we're just like, oh, you just don't know. And I'm like, that it's the same thing, it's just on TikTok now. And then if you want to take it even farther back before that, you were quoting movies at each other,
100%.
You know? So it was just like, you know, or you'd be doing the motions from it. Like a big one is that everybody knows what you're doing with that, right?
I would
Holy
say
Grail.
Holy Grail, right?
Holy Grail. What does that mean?
Just two coconuts you banging together.
Exactly.
Right.
Or just like, you know, you cut your finger, it's like, tis merely a flesh wound, you know?
Right.
Everybody was doing that. What does it mean? You know, and that confused other people. And I'm like, how are you forgetting all of that? Like so fast.
I mean, I remember drinking out of cups. Like people, you've seen drinking out of cups, right? Kid walking around, drinking out of cups. Not my chair, not my problem.
Not once, not never. Nope. Whose chair is that? Who bought that goddamn chair here? It's not my chair. Not my chair, not my problem. That's what I say. No way.
No, I don't know what that
Oh my God. That to me is like one of like the earliest entries. Or my wife, all of those memes.
That one is a good example too. It's just
Yeah.
that everybody knows what that is, and you're saying it, or you hear just somebody go, "Oh, my wife," and then everybody in the my wife, you know, and you either knew or you didn't.
Bill and Ted's. I
Bill
get
and
that.
Ted.
So
Which is like 6'7", you know or you don't, and I'm
Right.
like, how? Like that's what. And seeing people my age on the news be like, "So what does 6'7" mean?" I'm like,
that's really good.
why are you that person?
That was a good take.
I should think about voice acting.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot. I don't want to leave anything on the table. What else you got?
What else I got? Like to ask you?
Yeah, man. what I don't want is I really wanted to ask him this one question. We didn't have time.
I had stuff
Dig
like notes, like just in case like we didn't click, which I wasn't really suspecting.
That could have been so bad. She's like, so I just want to do the beads.
I'm not gonna say who, but it's happened once, and like I was like,
oh no.
Yeah, thank God for the magic of post editing.
This is my favorite thing in the world to do is to just converse and find out more about people. I spent so much of my life making sure that people didn't think that I was the dumbest person in the room to now racing to that position. I want to be the dumbest, slowest, least successful person in the room.
Right.
Because then I have far more opportunities to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I had a great moment. I don't know if they'll ever, I mean, Travis definitely knows it was a big moment for me, but there, years ago, this would have been, I don't know, 15, 18 years ago, they were auditioning for this new Aliens game. Mm-hmm. And we all were like, yeah, well, we all got to read for this. And so it was, oddly enough, it was Travis Willingham, Liam O'Brien, Yuri Lowenthal, and me. And we auditioned. We all come over to my place because I've got the setup.
Right.
And everyone goes in and they do their own take. And we're like laughing and stuff while we're like pointing and, making fun of each other's auditions. That's the way you're going to do it?
Yeah.
And we get done and everyone was like, man, now I want to watch Aliens. I was like, yeah, I'd love to watch Aliens again. Oh, yeah, let's go watch it again. So we went literally across the street to a Blockbuster and rented Aliens, came back to my apartment, threw in the DVD. We're sitting there like cracking beers, like can't wait. And title comes up and I pause it and I go, one of the most vulnerable, I'm like shaking, I'm so nervous. I'm like, I've never seen this movie.
Okay.
And I feel and hear all of the air get sucked out of their room by their collective gasp. And I'm like, I'm about to get mocked. And they exploded. They were like, why didn't you tell us this earlier? I can't believe, we would have done this sooner. It's like, I can't believe that we get to be here for the first time that you watch Aliens. And I looked back at like my whole life when I was like, yeah, of course I've seen that. Of course I've read that. Of course I've done that. Of course I've been there. Of course I know that.
Yeah.
And I've robbed people, friends, of opportunities of that joy of being like, do I get to introduce this to you? And so I've learned to embrace, I don't know, I've never heard of that before. Please tell me, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And I'm no longer afraid of being viewed as dumb. In some ways, I'd rather prefer it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's where the growth comes. Everything.
And joy, man.
Absolutely.
When someone gets to be the one that exposes you to something that's their favorite thing.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That's joy.
Is there one of those things that you have that you really like sharing with people? Like you're like, oh, I'm so excited I get to share this thing.
One of the funnest things that I've been able to do, like people say, what's the favorite game that you've done or whatever? It's like, well, right now it's Indiana Jones because it's the first game that I got to sit down with my son. Aww. As soon as it came out. And he was like, can I play? And I went, you're damn right you can. I handed him the controller and he did pretty good. And you're killing Nazis. So
it's great.
It's this is to me is a good life lesson.
1,000%.
But I look for those opportunities and with him it's awesome. Like he was like, what's Transformers? I'm like, here we go. You got the touch, and I loved that. I love being able to share that with him. And that extends to all sorts of people. But I think what I love more is being on the receiving end of that. And when I get to go, oh, I don't know what that is. And someone goes, oh, can I please show it to you?
Yeah.
It's great.
How's that bracelet coming?
Dude, I'm making a masterpiece.
Like I've seen you started over 3 times.
Anything worth doing is worth doing well.
Sure.
I'm going to put the link up to my Etsy shop. It'll take 6 months if you order one of these from me. But you can count on it being done with a modicum of talent and skill. These are harder. Right.
Some of them are a little bit smaller. I think some of those charms are a little bit tougher than others.
That's what it is. It's not my skill. It's
no,
the charm.
It's the charm. It's the tool. It's not the handyman, right?
And that's the button. That's the button. This thing does not want to be made.
No.
I will take my 2.
These are perfect.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum.
Friendship bracelets are supposed to be, I don't know how much you know about friendship
I
bracelets.
don't know.
So they're supposed to be passed on.
Okay.
Like you have one, you make when you meet somebody and you just
Like,
kind of like.
no thank you, or given to someone else?
Like,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
like giving it to somebody. Yeah, like they're like passed forward,
Got it, okay.
not
Pretty
like
sure.
passed on.
Got it.
They're not supposed to like hang out with you, like sit in a box or anything. They're supposed to like move forward in the world. And it's like one of those, like how many people it's like changed hands
Message
and
in a
everybody's
bottle.
connected.
Cool.
Yeah. So I want to give you this one.
Sweet.
And you can hang on to it for as long or as few days, weeks, months, years.
Until
as
I
you
find an
want to.
opportunity to give it to somebody else.
And you'll know.
I never knew that.
You'll know the moment. And then you can just be like, hey, this is for you. And let them know to pass it forward to the person when they have a
I
moment.
never knew that.
Really? Did you ever go to raves?
Girl, look at me. I went to one rave and I was like, can I get a club soda? I was the lamest person at that thing. That was not my, I never was a dance. I don't know how to dance.
No?
No.
Oh,
I'm the
no.
musician, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll make the music, but I'm not
Sure.
gonna dance to it. All right, lightning round.
Lightning round.
All right,
All right, you ready?
go.
Okay, and go. Country or rock and roll?
Rock and roll.
Guitar or piano?
Piano.
Motorcycle or car?
Car.
Would you rather swim in Nutella or maple syrup?
Nutella.
Of course. What kind of question is that? Would you rather give up air conditioning or give up the internet for the rest of your life?
Internet.
I agree. Pirates or ninjas? I know, it's a tough one.
Ninjas.
Ninjas, yeah. A mullet or a perm?
Mullet.
Mullet. Play it safe or risk it all?
Risk it all.
Nice. Cookies or cake? I know.
No qualifiers.
You can give a qualifier. I'll allow it.
Oatmeal raisin, or like, because it depends on the cookie.
It's any cookie. It's just I guess it's any cookie.
I'm gonna go with cookie.
Cookie? Okay. Portable. Happy songs or sad songs?
Sad song.
Oh, you're a sad boy. Scented candles or fresh air?
I'm gonna go with my gut. Scented candles.
Nice. Calling or texting?
Calling.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So analog.
I want to hear your voice.
Of course. Would you rather only shop at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods?
Whole Foods.
Would you rather eat a bug or eat like a clump of dirt?
Clump of dirt.
Over a bug. Would you rather babysit a human child or babysit a dog?
Dog.
Way easier. Would you rather have spaghetti hair or pancake hands?
Pancake hands. Of course. Sounds way more whimsical.
Of course, you knew that answer. I love that you just instantly knew. Would you rather never stop hiccuping or never stop yawning?
Never stop yawning.
I agree. Hiccuping's painful.
Ugh.
Would you rather be sticky all the time or itchy all the time? It's impossible.
Terrible. Sticky all the time.
Sticky all the time. I think so too. And that is 2 minutes.
That is
How'd you
2
do?
minutes?
That
All
was
right,
2
the final
minutes.
piece right there. Look at that. It's the best one I did.
I think it's beautiful.
It's super small and would fit a gerbil's wrist. So if you have any gerbils come through, like this is all that Troy could get done in 2 minutes.
But thank you so much for coming down and doing
My
this.
pleasure.
I really appreciate it. It was really fun. It was cool.
Thanks for the talk.
Of course. And if you'd like to own any of these bracelets made here today by Troy, head to the link in the description below. Every dollar goes to Human Rights Watch. Thanks for watching. And remember, every bracelet has a story, and every story helps a cause. See you next time.